And then as God will have it, I knew someone that knew you. And then they connected us, and here we are today. But this is just incredible to just hear how you were so deep in the occult and how you were helping even men who were serving God, in quotes, but using demonic powers at 4, at 5. The wisdom you were dispensing to them, was it just flowing through you without you even aware where you got it from?
I don't know where it was coming from.
So you're just giving instructions and directions, and
because at that time when I left that place, that cave, the spirit world and the natural world could be before me 24 hours. I could see them like I'm looking at you. So I could know people's past. I could know where they're coming from, and I could know what is done in secret. I could know who will be the leader, who will be the president, what will be done, who needs to, and all that. So like everything was bare. I could see. In fact, it's when I got born again that the Lord cut that because it was not God.
Yeah.
He had to cut that. And many people, when they get born again, who have been the occult, they don't want to let go that. So they confess Jesus, but still
hold on to those powers.
Because the powers, they have their advantages, and what they think advantages. So the Lord had to lead me into years of deliverance to cut off that.
Now we're gonna touch the deliverance at some point, because that's a huge thing. Because many Christians don't believe deliverance is something that you need to have as a Christian. We'll deal with that later. So at this point, you're 6, you're 7, you're 8.
So I am 6, I am 4. Now I'm doing that. When I'm 7, I am made a territorial witch.
Explain to us what that means.
In the occult, the king of darkness, it's about territories, as the church should have been. Now, each one has a territory. And in that territory, you have like maybe 5,000 or 7,000 witches in a certain territory who are submitting to your powers and to your altars. So you are like in charge of a territory. So I was in charge of southern Uganda and northern Tanzania. So like that was a region which is called the Kagera-Katonga region. Kagera is a river. So they divide the nations by rivers or by mountains. So say from this river to this river is your territory. So I'm made in charge of that territory when I'm 7, the youngest.
7.
When I was 7.
And did you say you were in charge of 5,000 witches?
Over 7.
Over 7,000 witches.
Over 7,000. And I was made that as a 7 years, when I was 7 years. So, and when you are made territorial, leader in the territory, your first assignment is to destroy the one you're taking over from.
Wow.
So you have to destroy and kill all his priests and his witches, destroy everything, even him, for you to do that.
So was that like your first act of murder, so to speak?
Yes, the first assignment, because the king of darkness is about destroying. The devil came to kill, destroy, and rob. So you destroy others for you to reign. So the one who is in charge knows if another one is coming, they're coming to fight and kill. So there's that destroying. So I take over the territories, and they say this. I remember they would say, this boy is wicked. Others, like they had that human side of them, like pity and love, though they were in witchcraft. But now me, who didn't have any emotion, like raised without emotion, raised without a family, raised in bitterness, raised in anger, in rage, in all kind of hatred. So I could not feel anything like pity, like mercy, and what.
So when you killed them, you did it by spiritual movement,
by spiritual,
obviously attacking them in dreams, sicknesses, all sort of things, and they knew they were in a battle with you,
with me, because now they know another prince is rising, has to destroy the others. So they attack, you attack, and then if you are able to destroy them, let them, when they die, then you take over the territory. So I took that territory for only 2 years. After 2 years, I had finished my assignment, and then I am made to be a trainer
of other witches,
or whoever wants to be trained.
Trained in anything,
in occult,
in occultism,
in astral projections, in what.
So by this time you're 9.
I'm 9. So I'm now beginning to be a trainer. As I said that. My mother, though she had that mental problem, she kept thinking that she can break this and I become a normal child. By the way, I'm also going to school at the same time.
You were schooling.
Yes.
Well, how are you relating to all the other children? Because you said earlier that no one wanted to play with you.
Yes, but my mother took me to school, and I remember most of my teachers in the earlier years, I could be in school like thrice or 4 times in a term. Wow. But surprisingly, all my school up to university, I was always the best. But I was not attending classes. I could not attend classes, but I knew like I could go and write my exams and be the best without attending classes.
Wow.
And I can't tell how. So I could, as a child, I want to be, there's a part of me always that longed to be a child. You know, even when I grew up and I became born again, I find so attached to children than there's like a baby in me still longing to be a child. Because I missed that as a child. I missed that as a baby. I didn't have that love. So it's like there's a part of me, a part of my life that was skipped. And it's not only me. I believe I've found many people in my ministry of deliverance that their child was robbed out.
Their childhood was robbed from them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know some people watching right now, that may be one of the issues you're dealing with, that your child, a part of you was trapped as a child. They mean that
By rape, by abuse,
by trauma,
death.
exposure to witchcraft,
Yes.
death, accidents, and all this. And when your child is taken away robbed from you, you may find it hard to function in an adulthood unless the Lord can trace back the moment of the trauma, the moment of the abuse, and move and carry you through to bring to a place of healing. Now, for me, my childhood had taken away. Though, as I was growing up, I want to relate with people. I wanted to be, there's a part of me that longed, I could look at children and want to be like them. But then, if I relate with them, then the powers in me could maybe destroy them.
And wait, were these powers out of your control?
Yes, they're out of my control.
Really?
Yeah. So I didn't have,
You show up and things just happen.
and just happen.
Give us examples like, because in in your book, you were saying something about you looked at someone and they fell over and they
And
said-
died. I can look at a child like in school and I feel like the child just falls down and collapses and faints. Or I look at a teacher. I remember one time I was in like early years, after kindergarten, I looked at the teacher, maybe she shouted at me and she became blind.
What? Did she know that that was you that did that to her?
Yes. Because I think she tried to find out and say, you can. So she came to me and said, can you help me get back my sight?
And did you?
I said, okay, you will. Then the next day she was seeing. And so she told everyone in the school. Then they feared to send me out of the school because they didn't know what will happen to the school. Now, that's the early years. So these forces were in me out of my control. I didn't do them by my will. Because remember, as a 3-year-old, we were trapped in a cave. So it's as if your will is blocked. You are taken, something has taken over your life. And I know there are people even who today, they have not recovered their will. If they were involved in the occult, in witchcraft, in abuse, in all these, they may have been trapped. That's why they need inner healing. They need deliverance. They need now someone to walk them the journey of healing. You know, people can hear the gospel, but there must be a ministry that facilitates the healing of the soul, especially the people that were trapped, especially in childhood. There's what they call the sexual abuse, the ritual sexual abuse. And because when I was there, most of these businessmen, the musicians, the celebrities could come for powers. And the way to get the powers, say, go and find a young child, a virgin, and rape her, sexually rape her, maybe 7. Like they're going to have a show, and say, for that show to be successful, find a guy.
They're going to have a what?
Like a show, like a music show.
Music show, right? Okay.
A concert.
A concert, yes.
And they come for power and say, for that power, you need to find girls, rape them, sexually abuse them.
And as a child, in those early years, you were giving some of these instructions to some of these celebrities.
To celebrities, to politicians, to businessmen, and all of this for spiritual powers.
And so when they do that act, they're also initiating that child. So there are people that have experienced some of these horrific acts and don't even know that they were initiated through those acts.
They don't know. They find that a part of them was robbed and taken away. And some of them, like this, for example, let me give an example. A musician, a celebrity, who gathers young girls around himself to use them every time before he goes for a concert. So those girls, they have been initiated. And then they go to their friends in schools and initiate also their friends and maybe relatives, like their brothers, their sisters, and expose them to the powers of darkness.
What are fruits that we see in the life of a person that helps us to know that there's been an initiation?
Isolation, rebellion, addiction,